I have always said that Ripple custody is going to be one of the bigger things to focus on going down the road. And if we actually look at it today, well, it seems as though Ripple custody is one of the biggest things that we should have been focusing on. I'm glad that I have been making videos regarding this and why this is actually a very important subject, because now we almost have everything that we need in order for the big moves to officially begin. And when I say the big moves, I'm not just talking about price action. I'm talking about the moves of TradFi moving on chain. So with that being said, welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Let's dive on in to this post. This goes back to November of 2024. This got posted by XRP Drops, and it says Ripple's custody guide for banks states a number of use cases for banks. Ripple custody representing the next evolution of crypto exchanges. And here we actually have from the Ripple website, Digital Asset Custody Guide for Banks. Digital Asset Custody, quick guide for banks, use cases for banks. By leveraging digital asset custody and tokenization infrastructure that enables full control over the operating and security models such as flexible deployments, cloud SaaS, customer-hosted environments, or hybrid or flexible key management models, multi-party computation, and or hardware security modules, banks can bring to market innovation new use cases, including tokenization and digital asset servicing use cases such as issuance and custody of tokenized securities and real-world asset RWAs, cryptocurrency custody and trading wallets for institutional high net worth and retail clients, tokenized securities registry platform operated as a service for institutional investors, building sub-custody networks for global service coverage, structured products with crypto and digital asset underlying, issuance and custody of commodity-backed tokens, allowing broader investor base to directly invest into commodities such as gold or other rare metals, tokenized bank deposits to create a payment medium within a bank or within a consortia of banks, the elimination of manual reconciliation of books and records at various stages of a transaction from issuance to distribution, trading, settlements, and asset servicing. And by the way, let's open this up in a new tab just so you guys can see it. You see that little section on the right? Unlock the $20 trillion digital asset market opportunity. Institutional adoption of digital assets is approaching an inflection point with up to 10% of all assets expected to be tokenized and represented on public or private blockchains by 2030. And we can see with Ripple Custody, you have all of this built in mind. And on the bottom, we have all those big banks. Forge with Societe Generale, BBVA, DZ Bank, Deca Bank, VP Bank, BCB Group, Archix, TOG, Union Bank, DBS, Zodiac Custody with Standard Chartered, Roll Match, VDX, and also Go FinTech. Guys, Ripple is becoming the bank of banks. Over here, we have from Smoke Dog, this is why Ripple launched crypto custody for banks. Trump is expected to overturn Biden's veto of SAB 121, paving the way for U.S. Tier 1 investment banks to launch crypto custody services. Mass adoption of U.S. bank crypto custody is anticipated by 2025. Ripple foresaw this impending shift. In 2020, the OCC issued a letter affirming that nationally chartered banks have the authority to provide crypto custody services to customers. The opportunity for banks to secure the place in the custody of tokenized assets is both lucrative and inevitable, one that neither banks nor Ripple intend to miss. And by the way, this got posted back in November of last year. And here we actually have, we got a red sweep. What are the implications? And here we have, nearly unanimously bullish fundamentals just got amped up another notch, unexpected. Trump overturn of Biden's SAB 121 veto invites U.S. Tier 1 investment banks to launch crypto custody services. If enacted, it's set to cause a snowball effect of new nation states following suit. Structurally, nation-state stockpiling leads to increased demand supporting higher prices. Over here, is it time for banks to engage with crypto asset customers? Crypto asset adoption is moving from the fringes of finance to the largest and most vulnerable trade centers in the world. Banks cannot afford to miss the moment. On the bottom, the United States Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the OCC, recently provided greater regulatory certainty for national banks and federal savings associations. In July of 2020, the OCC issued an interpretive letter stating that banks in the national system have authority to provide cryptocurrency custody services to customers. On the bottom, we have finally the OCC continued its progress with a January 4th, 2021 interpretive letter clarifying that national banks and federal savings institutions can participate within independent node verification networks, or INVN, and use stablecoins to conduct payment activities. Now, if we're looking at this, right, recently a lot of talk around SAB 121 came up. We have over here the imminent repeal of SAB 121 is the single biggest catalyst for price appreciation in crypto and Bitcoin. Banks' ability to custody crypto means you'll be able to borrow against your crypto. Similarly, what would the price of real estate be if there were no mortgages and you had to pay in cash? And yeah, listen, this is going to be a very big deal. Again, institutions already told you, right? If enacted, it's set to cause a snowball effect of new nation states following suit. Structurally, nation state stockpiling leads to increased demand, supporting higher prices. If we go back over here, we have from Fred Thiel, chairman and CEO at Mara Holdings. If you guys don't know, this is a Bitcoin mining company. And we have fair weather winds are beginning to blow. Bank of America's CEO says banks will jump into crypto payments if regulators allow it. Now, I did talk about this once it did get completely announced, right? We talked about it quite a bit. And we have from Chris Giancarlo, which is an individual that has supported Ripple and XRP for many years, even going all the way back to like 2020, for an example, when the announcement of the SEC lawsuit came. This is also former CFTC chairman. Also, he is one of the players behind the Digital Dollar Project. But we have, trust me, Fred, it's going to happen. So, listen, I made a post regarding this because you guys remember, right? Ripple did tell us that US banks will want to use XRP cryptocurrency after partial victory in SEC fight. And I even said, remember when Ripple confirmed that US banks will want to use XRP after the victory back in 2023? I think the floodgates are about to soon be opened, with banks rushing to provide crypto services and ultimately integrate crypto into everyday processes. Guys, Bank of America specifically said that they want to utilize crypto within payments. Okay? How can they do this? Well, they need to custody crypto as well, or they need a custody provider. Ripple has everything all under one belt, as we are aware. But also, right, we just saw a big move at the SEC. The SEC has initiated a new crypto task force under the leadership of Commissioner Hester Pierce to develop a definitive regulatory framework for the cryptocurrency sector. This was a big one, right? For an example, if you actually look at this, and this got posted by Subjective Views, today the SEC acting chairman Mark Ueda launched a crypto task force dedicated to developing a comprehensive and clear regulatory framework for crypto assets. Hester Pierce will lead the task force with other individuals, senior advisor to the acting chairman, and Taylor Asher, senior policy advisor to the acting chairman, will serve as the task force chief of staff and chief policy advisor, respectively. Drawing from talented staff across the agency, the task force will collaborate with commission staff and public to set the SEC on a sensible regulatory path that respects the bounds of the law. To date, the SEC has relied primarily on enforcement actions to regulate crypto retroactively and reactively, often adopting a novel and untested legal interpretations along the way. Clarity regarding who must register and practical solutions for those seeking to register have been elusive. The result has been confusion about what is legal, which creates an environment hostile to innovation and conducive to fraud. The SEC can do better. So, yeah, now with this, right, we look back at some of these posts, right? SAB 121, the biggest catalyst. We also have, from CEOs and major players in this space saying like, hey, guess what? Bank of America is basically telling you like, listen, if regulators will allow it, these banks are ready. Hester Pierce, bye-bye SAB 121. This is the big thing that everyone should be paying attention to, because this is about to grow this space, not just from, a sub $4 trillion market cap to 10 trillion. We're talking about multiples of tens of trillions of dollars. It all starts with this. Over here, we have Chairman Rep. French Hill. Finally, the Biden-Harris misguided SAB 121 rule has been rescinded. Holding reserves against the assets held in custody is not standard financial services practice, and am pleased this rule was nullified. I applaud the SEC Gov for taking strong steps during their first week under the Trump administration to support digital assets and innovation in America. Guys, let's go look at what we are now seeing around this space. Number one, we have from Cynthia Loomis, SAB 121 was disastrous for the banking industry and only stunted American innovation and advancement of digital assets. I'm thrilled to see it repealed and get the SEC back on track to fulfilling its intended mission. On top of this, we have over here, second largest custodian on Wall Street. You aren't even close to bullish enough. Check this out.
Digital assets and a framework, a regulatory framework for that would be very helpful. With crypto, the key issue for banks has been, are they able to custody it? Up till now, they haven't been able to, given the way the accounting rules have been applied. But to the extent to which that changes, I mean, that's then something we'd be interested in custody.
Guys, this is State Street. State Street has been around for a bit of time in this space, right? They've been, around, utilizing some tech, looking into some tech. I'm telling you right now, this is what we have been waiting for years. It's not just about, oh, hey, look, they'll use XRP, right? Because that's what I said over here, like in terms like, oh, Ripple says US banks will want to use XRP. Like, although, yeah, that's huge. That's great. We're still missing the target here. Which is why I included this first image. Because with custody, it unlocks everything. It opens the door to everything. Not just payment use cases. We're talking about tokenization use cases. We're talking about lending and borrowing against your crypto. We're talking about everything that we have been talking about for years now actually being possible. 24/7, 365 trading. Tokenization of every single asset class out there. This is all now possible because SAB 121 was repealed. You are simply not bullish enough. You're simply not bullish enough because this will lead to every single major bank out there. And I mean every single major bank. Listen, if Bank of America, the thing about Bank of America, and the thing that I want you all to understand with this, right? The thing about Bank of America being the big player here saying this matters. Because Bank of America is one of the big four, okay? Number one. But number two, every other bank, we're talking JP Morgan, we're talking Citi, we're talking Wells Fargo, we're talking about every single major bank is now also looking at this. Bank of America is in discussion with other giants all the time. They're in the same room as other major bank CEOs. They know the discussions that are ongoing right now around crypto. And I can guarantee you right now, every single major bank is now looking at crypto, especially considering the fact that the president is signing executive orders on crypto. We now have the regulatory path of things actually moving forward. And we now have banks basically getting the green light. We are about to see massive amounts of innovation and money unfolded and flooding into this space. I want you all to understand, and I want you all to be aware of just how crazy this actually is. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys do, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on for some more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.